So welcome back student. Now I will discuss the animal tissue. So earlier classes I discussed the plant tissue. So today I will discuss the animal tissue. See, like your plant tissue, how the tissue is formed when the cells are combined together, the tissue is formed. See, like this, the animal cells are grouped together to form the animal tissues, and these tissues vary in their structure, function and origin. The animal tissues are divided into epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous tissue. That means when the animal cells are grouped together, and that will form the animal tissues. Okay, and these tissues vary in their structure, function as well as their origins, like your plant tissues. So see, this is the sum up, or can say that the animal tissues classification. So this is the classification. See, the animal tissues has been broadly classified into 4 categories. One is epithelial, second is connective tissues, third is muscular tissues, and the fourth is nervous tissues. Again, this epithelial tissues has been classified into 5 categories. Basically we are deal with these 4, that is squamous, second is cuboidal, and third is columnar, and fourth is ciliated. Okay, and the connective tissues are being classified into 4 categories. One is areolar, second is adipose, third is skeletal, and the fourth is fluid. Areolar tissues has been classified 2 categories. One is tendon and second is ligament. And the skeletal tissues are being classified into 2 categories, that is one bone and second is your cartilage. And fluid tissues classified into 2 categories, blood and limb. So this is the vast things. So our syllabus, something, or you can say that little bit portion is covered, so we will discuss only that portions. Okay, so animal tissues, so classified into major 4 groups. Okay, so first is epithelial. This epithelial basically your covering tissues. Okay, and the connective tissues your supportive tissues, and the third, that is muscular tissues, that is your contractile tissues, and the nervous tissues, that is the masses conveying tissues. Okay, so these are the 4 things. So one by one I will discuss the major categories. The first is epithelial. See, this is epithelial tissue. This tissue forms a thin protective layer of cells. It covers the surface of the body and forms the lining of various cavities. That means epithelial basically your covering tissues. Okay, so now I will discuss the 4 categories of the epithelial tissues, that is 4. Okay, that is squamous, cuboidal, columnar and ciliated. So now I will discuss the epithelial tissue. See, these epithelial tissues, the first is squamous epithelium. So they are the composed of thin, flattened and polygonal cells, and these cells of the outer layer of skin, and these cells are usually the protective. So this is simple squamous and this is stratified squamous. See, this structure, some structure is flat structures. Okay, or you can say that they are the flattened like structures, these portions, and some are the, and as well as this is very thin, and some polygonal cells also there. There are some polygonal cells also there. Okay, so this is called polygonal, and some are the thin and flattened, and these cells are the outer layer of the skin, and these cells are usually the protective layer. Coming to the point, that is cuboidal. See, cuboidal epithelium, they are composed of cube like cells, and these cells are usually concerned with absorption. So this is your cuboidal epithelium. So this is like a cube, so cube like structures, that's why it is called cuboidal, and they are composed of cube like cells, and these cells are usually concerned with absorption. So absorption's purpose it can be used. these tissues. Okay. So the next is columnar epithelium. So they are the composed of vertically arranged tall cylindrical or column-like cells, and these cells are usually used for secretion purpose. So this is basically your column-like structures, and that's why it is called columnar epithelium. And like your other epithelial tissues, this also the one kind of covering tissues. So their shapes is cylindrical or column-like cells, and is used for your secretion purpose. Okay. Now going to the point, that is ciliated tissues. So this is ciliated tissues. So see, this is ciliated tissues at some places in the body. For example, in the lining of windpipe and oviduct, the columnar epithelium has developed cilia. So columnar epithelium has developed these ciliated tissues. Okay, this is the example. Such an epithelium is called ciliated epithelium. Now coming to the point, that is called areolar tissues. So this is your areolar tissues. See, this is your areolar tissues. Means is the epithelial tissues we have covered. Now coming to the point, this is connective tissues. So connective tissues has 4 parts: areolar, adipose, skeletal and fluid. So first is areolar. See this areolar tissues. So these areolar tissues serves for packing and binding of the most of the organs. It binds our skin to the underlying tissues, and it has been classified 2 types. One is tendon and one is ligament. See this picture. So this is basically your ligament. So this ligament, this is one bone is present, and another bone is present in heel areas. So this portions of bone connected by one type of a breeze, or you can say that the fibers. So this is called the ligament. So 2 bones where the joint. So this is called your ligament part. This is part your ligament part. This part and this part are connecting, and this is your muscular part, and this is also your bone part. So muscle to bone connected another tissues is called tendon. Okay. So the tendons are the connect muscles to bones at joints, and ligaments connect to bone to another bone at joints. So basically areolar tissue is one kind of connective tissues. So their work is connect to muscles or bones or bone to bones. So very importantly, ligament tissues connect to bone to another bone, and tendon tissues connect to muscle to bones at joints. Okay. Okay. So next slide I will discuss the other tissues. Thank you.